One of the best things we did was started the Latin percussion in the 6th grade instruments, because we found out that 6th graders like to hit things. Now they're doing drum circles in 6th grade classrooms. Really, we send our kids off to school in hopes that they'll get a whole child education, right? Balanced education. That's not really existing. There really are a lot of things that children can do once that they've been exposed and have those opportunities given to them. You remember music when you were little in school? Do you remember singing? I remember singing. There was a lot of singing, and we sang those songs out on the playground, and we sang those songs walking home. It was a lot of our world and in our life singing. It was a joy and a pleasure. And I don't see a lot of that these days, especially raising my kids. Well, I started out playing the violin when I was 5 years old. And my mother told me that when I was 4, I heard it, and I was immediately drawn in the room to it. I think there's a lot of that we don't know about, that whole genius up in the realm of those gifts. Inevitably, children would start moving, especially younger children. They'd get up and they'd start moving or clapping and smiling and finding the joy in what they're naturally good at, which is the arts. All children are naturally good at it. We are literally robbing our children of that experience by not giving them those opportunities, even though everyone agrees. Everyone agrees that's important. From the top down, see this creativity, the growth that comes out of a child, the birth of that creativity blossom into something that's now tangible and has a tangible result. No child left behind. It means every child left behind when it comes to the arts. And mostly because there has been so much funding that has been cut. When you take a look at that education industry as a whole, who's one person to change that, right? But we are. And one person can change a community, and one person can change a child. And that one child can change the community and bring a culture into a school that had no culture. We've done it. We know it works. We know it's a hands-on project, and we know it takes more than just one person. Nothing is successful unless there's a team behind it. Nothing. Really. I mean, I can have the idea. The arts by themselves really can stand alone. There's enough evidence, enough research, enough joy in a child's eyes when they accomplish those things, when they're doing those things in school, that bring out their gifts and their reward and their experience. Now they're being exposed to what it is that they've never experienced before. And it blossomed from there. Behavior started being a whole different ballgame in that classroom. And kids participating with one another, teamwork, team effort. Their oral book reports are better. Their social interaction with one another, they take turns better. Their behavior is better in the classroom. One of the mothers that was interviewed, she said, "I had no idea that he could sing. I had no idea he could speak into a microphone. He's one of the shyest kids you've ever met." And she said, "And now look at him." And talking to the teachers. What about those little kids who really truly have the gift and the talents that have everything to do with seeing whole pictures rather than details? They're not everybody's going to be an engineer. And we forget that sometimes. It won't happen. They won't pick up an instrument later. Even though you want to play the piano, you're not going to do it much unless you've had that experience and felt the joy of that experience as a child. So that's what we're creating, the joy of the experience through the arts. So let's get them having a hands-on experience where they feel successful, where they feel they are working and engaged and performing in a way that they become now the expert. They have the confidence. They have the structure within themselves to pick themselves up. Shouldn't that be part of and managed as part of one of the subjects that is just as equal and just as important? We forget that. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, making a difference